Hello, crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Welcome to part 1 of my Season of Chic workshop series. This series will be going on throughout the month of August and maybe beyond. I'm just getting an early start. We're going to do a gatefold card today. I'll open it up. We're even going to stamp the inside. This involves a little bit of stamping here, mostly die cutting, layering, working with textures in the suite. What's great about this suite, I was going to actually use it for part of my Christmas in July, but what's great about it is it's all seasonal, so it has everything. It has your snowflakes for winter, so we'll be doing some stocking stuffer projects in this series. It has your leaves for fall, your flowers for summer, which are really flowers can be used all year long, and your seashells, which again can be used all year long as well. So these seashells can be good for, and the flowers can be good for sympathy cards and different birthday cards, and there's lots of great sentiments. And the stamps are really large, larger than you would think. So when you look at them, you're thinking, oh, okay, that's kind of a small sentiment, right, on the front of the package. But then when you open it up, these are way bigger. So let me show you an example. Is take this thanks stamp, and you put it there. It's actually bigger. I use this one all the time with different papers. It's actually bigger than the one on the front. So that's really nice. There's also this really cool swoosh you can put behind it. Thanks. There's lots of great textures. So our new stamp cases, you put the stamps back inside when you're done. We're going to use a couple stamps here with the shells. I just want to go over some things that are in the suite first. I have a workshop kit if you're in the U.S. Until August 4th, you can purchase the workshop kit. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what's in it. Not the whole kit. I'm not going to unbox the entire kit, but you'll get a little idea of what's in the entire kit. Throughout this video, I'll try to share different little packets for you of how I give you things that you can use. Like, for example, I had so many samples that I needed for all the different projects, so I cut like pieces of glimmer paper and metallic cardstock and different colors of paper. Rather than giving, in my kits, I usually give full sheets of cardstock, and this time I thought I would need so many colors for all that I want to do with this suite that I gave you lots of little samples. All right, so in the Designer Series paper, the coordinating colors are Petal Pink, Mango Melody, Pool Party, Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, and Gold. Also part of the suite is this Distressed Gold paper. And, of course, our stamp sets in the suite that I just showed you. And the dies are in the suite. We'll be using a couple of the dies today. I just had them. Wonder where they went. All right, just talking to myself, but it's all good. Because everything that is lost will be found when I get this going. So we're going to take, I'm taking a paper out just to show you that it's 12 by 12. And here is what the texture chic paper looks like. So it's in the annual catalog. And you can see we'll use this piece when we do the fall projects. Isn't that just gorgeous how there's gold foiling throughout it? Love it. You can see the petal pink and the gold in this piece here. And the flowers. These are the same flowers that are in the envelopes with the coordinating memories and more cards and envelopes. Here's your Evening Evergreen. We're going to use a piece of this today for our card. You can see the soft succulent on the other side with the snowflakes. So that's why I'm using... Oh, wait, that's not the right piece. We're actually use this other piece. It's this piece we're going to use. Here's a piece of petal pink, and there's the flowers on that side. And this is the piece. The piece we'll be using this piece. You can see the textures, and then we'll be using the other side of this piece. But with your scraps, you can cut out some seashells with this side as well. And again, just follow along with whichever materials you have. Even though you get an entire variety of products in my kits, they're very unique, my kits. I spend a lot of time and care die cutting pieces, or sometimes not die cutting. This time I did. In my bingo kits I do, and this time I did. But sometimes I just include a lot of extra samples. But this time I actually cut some cards for you. So those of you that are going to be getting your kits are already going to have this gatefold card cut for you. This is what it looks like. And I just want to start by doing some die cutting. And that would be really nice Okay, oh, you know what? It's probably under my catalog. So this is the annual catalog. Here it is. Yep, there are the dies. All right, last thing before I finish showing you the suite. So this, just while I have the catalog out, because I might not be able to show you all the things. But back here, there's something called Memories and More. So it's all this stuff back here. And you can see that in the Memories and More section of our catalog, Texture Chic Memories and More card pack, which I'll give you a closer up look at this. You're going to get a half a pack of these cards, and you're going to get a bunch of these, I think 4 or 5. Let's see. There's 20 cards and envelopes. You're going to get then 5, because I divide this in 4 and I divide this in half. Then you have a lot more stickers and things to make your projects with. And if you want to order these products, they're right here on my website. All right, let's put this down. Let's put my mat down. Let's do some die cutting and use adhesive sheets first. Okay, we're going to take these dies here. There's another one. I pulled them all out. Let me show you what the dies look like. We'll just use those 4, but this is the set. They use some super strong adhesive here. This one's cool. This die here, we'll be using it throughout this workshop. I do sit on a piece of adhesive just to show you what it looks like. See, I use it's better to use it with a sticker sheet because it peels off easier. Lots of cool outlines. Like this one has the snowflake outline for the background, and then it also has the snowflake detail. So you can make, a lot of these pieces are layered. That's what's really nice about the dies. So they're called chic dies. And now we're going to do our mini. This is mini compatible, mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss compatible. Let's lift this up a little bit. And so what you want to do is you want to take, this is going to be, we're going to use plate 1 and then plate 2. And then we're going to put the die with our paper down. And then we're going to use our plate, another plate number 2. That's our sandwich for die cutting. We just need to add a little bit of adhesive sheet. And you get one of these in your kit. So you're going to need more than just, like for this course or for this workshop series, you'll need more than just the little 6-inch by 6-inch piece I gave you. This is a piece of adhesive sheet. We'll use a lot of this because I like to use it for the detailed part. So I would like to use it for this part, but I don't use it for the bottom part because there's no sense using adhesive sheet for this big part because it's easy. You're not trying to get the bottom of it off, even though it is a sticker. I'd just rather use for that, save my adhesive sheet, and I'd use the Seal Plus or foam to put the bottom part on. So let's go ahead and cut the bottom part just as it is. So we're going to use this piece of evening evergreen. We're going to put the shell right there. Okay, I told you I'd be giving you sneak peeks in my kit throughout. So this is called Glimmer Specialty Paper because in here, in this little part, in this envelope, I gave you lots of little pieces of little papers and things that I cut up. And we'll be using it throughout. So evening evergreen is one of the colors. I'm going to put that down like that, and we're just going to die cut it. That's it. Put this on top, put plate number 2 on top, and roll it through. And it is a thick paper, so hold your other hand there and roll it through. Okay, so that's easy. And we have our shell. So that's our bottom part of our shell, right? And we're going to we want to layer the shell up with what's called rose gold specialty paper. Rose gold specialty. So let's take, now you could use another piece of glimmer on top, but because this is a texture suite, I like to take different pieces, mix and match them around. And I just thought it looked better, that way. So we're going to reach in here. It doesn't matter which of your rose gold specialty papers you use. So you could, let's just get one. There's 3 in the rose gold specialty paper. Let me see if that's the exact name of it. It was in a different package, I think. It's in this package here. Rose gold, yeah, it is called rose gold specialty paper. So I cut up some little pieces for you in that rose gold specialty paper. And there's 3 kinds of it, so it really won't matter which one you use. So this one we're going to put a little adhesive sheet on it. We'll use this one. So to put the adhesive sheet on something, you just simply cut it. That's all you do. Okay, and I'm going to just get a pair of scissors, and you're just going to put it on the back of the paper. So you're just going to cut it the size you need, like that. Okay? I'm just doing it on the other side because there's already a little bit of adhesive on the middle part of it. Now, there are lines in here. Well, there are lines when you use big pieces of it to get it off easier, but I have to use my fingernails for this, you know, for the little pieces of it. Of course, you could use your take your pick tool as well. All right, so there's an adhesive side, and you're going to put that right there. Let's put it right there. Okay, now we're going to take our shell, and we're going to cut it. Got a little adhesive on the front. Let me just wipe that off with my t-shirt. You must just think I'm such a hot mess crafter. All right, so let's go like that, and we're going to just go, and we're going to just make our own little sticker. Okay, so we're going to put the platform 1, platform 2, put the little shell down there. Now it's going to be a little tighter now when you put this, when you use adhesive, because now your cardstock, your little rose gold specialty paper, becomes kind of thick, right? So it's going to be a little bit harder to get through. Use your same rules of die cutting that you always use, which are stagger your plates. Do that with whatever machine you have. It's easier when you stagger your plates. The reason my went through easier than you might have a hard time with this machine is because I stagger my plates. I never go like this. I never go like that and try to get them all in because there's nothing for it to catch. All right, now this is the beauty of using adhesive sheets, is that when you have a sticker, you've basically made yourself a sticker. Pull that out. What's really cool, not just to mention all the texture, but what's really cool is that you can get everything off easy. The inside parts, you don't have to sit and do the whole, let's get this, well, you can pull these out, whatever. But, you know, you don't have to do all that because when you pull the sticker off, right, these little extra bits, see, they come out of the middle, which I love using adhesive sheets. One of the reasons I love it, especially with intricate dies, is because it gets all the little bits out of the middle for me without having to use die brushes and things. Okay, so there you go. And we're going to put that texture on this texture. So we have gold foil on top of glimmer paper. And it's also coordinating because we got the pink going on, the rose gold. We have the evening evergreen, and that's going to be the shell that goes on that part of the card. Okay, now we're going to do some petal pink on this one. We're going to make a shell like that. And I may have cut some of the parts already. Let's see. Just to save time, I might have done a little bit of cutting. So let's see what I have in here. I have a piece of petal pink. Okay, and I have the bottom cut. So we don't need to cut. I already have the bottom cut for you, so we just need to cut the top. And there's already some adhesive on it, which is enough for me. I'm just going to go for that. And we'll put a little glue on the bottom. Just so I don't have to, you know, do another adhesive sheet. Just going to put, at least we'll have adhesive on the top. You can always use glue. The problem with glue with intricate dies is it's just sort of like really gooey and it oozes out the inside of the middle. But if you are going to use glue, I recommend our, you know, fine tip adhesive. Should probably stick enough. I was like digging for some of the fine tip adhesive. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to see how it just needs it on this one little part. But I have the adhesive, the sticker on the other part. So go like that. Okay, I'm going to bring my light a little closer for you. Even though there's a ring on it, let's tilt it down like that so you can see better. Okay, so there's the petal pink. We're going to put a little bit of extra adhesive and not too much, and then definitely rub it out so it doesn't ooze out. I'm just dumping it on the tray for a second. Okay. I'm just rubbing it out, meaning I don't want to put like a big blob of glue that's going to ooze out the whole. Okay, here's our little gold piece. Now the same's going to apply for when you have your leaves, when we layer the leaves. Because I'm doing a lot of the layering now, maybe in the next video, I do a little bit more for you. This is the first time, so next time I might have a couple more of these like already created for you, so now that you know how to do them yourself. Okay, so that is, somehow that got moved a little bit, the little shell. it's good enough, but see that little part should be over. For some reason, there you go. Now, what I did then is to add some little texture to this and to this little shell here, which we're just going to cut if I don't have one. Let's look in my, I call it my bucket of crafty goodness. I don't see a little shell. We're going to cut a couple of these other kinds of shells, and we're going to put this one away. I'm just putting this away in like a little envelope there so it doesn't get mixed in. I thought I might be able to save these for something. Oh, yeah, there's a shell. There's a little neutral shell. That might work. But I will do one in petal pink. So I saved these little bits because I thought, oh, we might be able to use them for texture or something later. All right, so what I'm going to keep on doing, just while we're here, we have this one doesn't need to be layered. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive sheet on here for a couple more shells. We'll do that part. I'm just peeling it off. This is kind of the real pace I work at, so we're getting a little faster now. Actually, what I do is I do a lot of my die cutting at once. And I do a lot of my inking and all my stamping at once. Just to save time. Here's another piece I have for one of my upcoming projects. And the possibilities on this suite are just like endless, 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 endless. This is my favorite suite in this catalog. In the annual catalog, that is. Okay, and you're going to poke out these. Okay, there's a little shell. We need this. This is done. This one's soft succulent. And I like that these are like little outlines. So we need that little piece for there. I'm just doing one of these because I think that might look better over there. We're just going to try it. And I'm going to do a petal pink too, just to compare. And I might put the insides of those inside my petal pink. I'm just deciding. We're going to go ahead and do 2 petal pinks now. There's a little piece of adhesive under there. And there's a little piece of adhesive right under there. So petal pink, petal pink. If you can't see it all, it's okay. You already know what I'm doing. I'm just die cutting over here. I can move it closer. Now you might be looking, why don't you just cover the whole parts with, you could cover the whole part here with adhesive sheet. Well, it's okay. I can use some glue because I don't want to, I can use some glue. You know, I might not want to use adhesive sheet on all parts of my dies because I'm not always doing that cutting, kind of die cutting. I think I'm done. I got my elements I need. And then you're going to use your circles or whatever you have to make your circle with. Now, those of you that are my people that got the kit, you got one of these shapes. It's not from this set. It's from the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay? So I'm not going to cut that for you right now. I've already put it in your kit. You're just going, the rest of you, just get a circle or get something that you're going to put your sentiment on. Meanwhile, I'm putting all my little guys away. These little dies. I call them little guys, but they are my dies too. Putting them over there so I don't lose them. All right, so now we need some paper. We're going to get out the trimmer. And I'm going to get out the pieces that I'm going to... So these are Stylish Shapes dies, and you get those in your kit. So we're going to be making one of these. We're going to stamp the shell in the background, and we're going to put the sentiment on the inside. So basically, you're getting something that fits I'm here for you. But if you want to do a different sentiment, of course, you're going to get something that fits the other sentiment. Okay, I hope I didn't get glue on my card. Let's rub that glue off. And let's get rid of these extra pieces just so they don't stick inside. I'm going to usually save these pieces, but for now, I'm getting rid of them because I don't want those little pieces to stick in my card. Or stick on my card, I shouldn't say. All right, so we're going to get now some texture chic paper. And we're going to just build the little elements of our card. Okay, I'm just putting a couple things away. Well, can't find my texture sheet paper that I already opened. So we're just going to cut into a new pack, which is all good. Because as the saying goes, the show must go on. So we're going to get the big pack. It'll be good anyway. Practice on our measurements. All right, so we're going to take this piece here and this piece here. Let's go ahead and cut two at once. We need, the measurement is, right, for this card, we're going to go over. Now, we want this panel to be like a 1/4 inch smaller than the panel itself. So the panel itself is 2 1/8, and I'll show you that when I do the scoring at the end. We're going to make this 1 7/8. I'll write it down for you. 1 7/8. That's the width of this. Now this is going to be, these are the panels that are going to be for this part of the card. Now I should have checked to make sure it's, yeah, that's good. As long as some shells are showing. It really doesn't matter as long as I have some shell pattern showing. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in this direction. We're going to make these 5 1/4 because the card's 5 1/2. So I want them to be a 1/4 inch smaller. If the shells weren't going the right way, I would just check on that pattern because you want some shells looking good there. We'll go ahead and make a couple cards at once. 5 1/4. Okay, so we have these panels. So like, see how some shells are showing? You just want some shells showing in the background. Oh, and that one you could do a gatefold. You can even do a gatefold going this way for one of your cards if you want. Like you could just make the same gatefold card, but having the shells go that way. All right, so that's our little panels. Let's decorate our panels. And let's see. I think I might do that one horizontally. We'll make this pattern vertically. So here's our little card. Something like that. We're going to put the twine underneath too. But I just kind of like to lay out the card first. So we'll take, and I'm actually using Seal Plus to put this on. I was going to put a lot of dimensionals, but I thought the card's already kind of bulky. Here's a little Seal Plus. And I thought, it's bulky already, so we don't need to put Seal Plus on there. All right. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my little trick for giving it texture. So let's go ahead and ink up a block. So we're going to use Petal Pink and Pool Party. Or Petal Pink or Pool Party, just whatever you want. But I think I use, so we're going to use Petal Pink for the shell behind here. I'd say not whatever you want. I'm going to use the Petal Pink first for the shell. You do need to use the lightest color you have for the background for the shell. Then you're going to use a Pool Party for for the other part. So let's use that shell. That's this shell here for this background, and then we're going to use this shell to make some texture, like a little blob for us. I'm just going to go ahead and mount that one on a block. Here, just stick it face up, like the flat side up. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, good. And it's going to come out light, which is good. It's Petal Pink, so tap, tap, tap. And just put the shell behind your sentiment. Okay, so it's nice and light. Pretty cool, right? I love this shell because it's not so overpowering. We're going to put the sentiment over the top of that in Evening Evergreen. Now this shell, I thought it was cool. It's just sort of a blob. It looks like a shell, but it's just a good little texture element. So I went like that, see? And I just kind of put a blob on there, and I went tap, 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 and I just sort of stamped over the top of that a little bit, see? It gave it a little bit of texture. So now when I'm going to mount it onto this little guy, like here, has a little bit of color to it. Tap, 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 and I also want to do it to this one. Just kind of stamp right over the top is what I did. Just kind of stamping some ink over the top, but it doesn't go all the way around. Okay, so that's, later you're going to see how I stamped a cracker and treat box using Petal Pink and Pool Party. I have an extra little project I did while I was making this. All right, so this one I'm thinking we can, this one's already adhered down, so I'm going to adhere this one down. It already has some adhesive on it, but it doesn't have adhesive on the whole thing. It has adhesive on most of it, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive on the parts missing. something like that, and just kind of rub it around. This glue is not as strong as, like, say, other glues, but I love the fine tip. Strong enough. And so we'll kind of tilt it that way. Now, what I thought would be fun is to take these little pieces and put them inside. I didn't do that last time, but I thought it'd be fun this time, if I can get them out, because there is adhesive on them. Adhesive sheet. So let's try it. Just something I came up with. So we're going to go like this. And that one goes like that. See? Isn't that cool? So if you want to save one of them from one of your dies, we'll just do outside in. Or here, we'll do this second one. That one that goes there. We'll do whatever one I can get off easy. So these already have the little adhesive sheets on them. So why not use them to fill in other pits? These are just little pieces that might make your card really stand out. And I could have also used my soft suede. Any neutral colors are going to work good with this suite. That's why I give you a bunch of neutral cardstock, just random neutrals. That would have looked good on there too. That actually is, I think, a coordinating color, soft suede. But it's also, even if it wasn't, neutrals coordinate with everything. So that would have looked good. But I'm just trying to repeat the card I already made. Okay, there we go. It's just so much fun to work with this suite. So that's what we have so far. Okay. We need, I'm here for you. Oh, we didn't, I'll stamp that with you. Stamp that with together. All right, we need a couple shells. We need one here. We'll do, this is called soft succulent cardstock. And I was just kind of tilting it like, sort of tilt it like that. Oops. Get it on there. Get it on there. All right, I thought I made one with petal pink. Okay, maybe I didn't, so we'll just, that's what we'll use my soft suede, we'll use this shell. We'll just use this one. It'll look cute. I thought I made two of the little other kind of shells. Okay, so that looks cute. We'll put that on that side. And then we're going to put this one up here, like there, up there somewhere. Tilt it. Okay, we're good. Now, our sentiment, we're going to stamp an evening evergreen. I'm just going to use a little tiny one because that's what I have. And we're going to take stamping block, little tiny stamping block. And when you have a little sentiment, use your little sponge. I'm here for you because it's a good one for sympathy. Seashells are good for sympathy. Or just a good, you're here for someone, thinking of them. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, there we go. And I'm putting it on the sponge. Let's move that, make it flat. Tap, tap, tap. Hold it for a few seconds. So what you want is that dark color, so the dark color shows up over the petal pink. Okay, both of those are good. This was one I did earlier. That way we can make a couple cards at once. All right, we have everything we need. Now I'm gonna get out what we need to make so we need our linen thread to make our gatefold card. So you need some linen thread. That's what it's called, linen thread. You have it in your kit. You have a yard of it in your kit. You need about 16, 17 inches of it. So you're going to need about half a yard. I did 17 inches for good measure. Gives me enough room to tie that bow. And you're going to need a piece of evening evergreen cardstock. I've already made this for you. But we're going to go ahead and show you how to make one because I don't want to leave anything out. I'm going to get my Simply Scored. This is a great item to put in your starter kit, Simply Scored. Get out a full piece, right? Like this. 8.5 by 11. Okay, now let's look at the card for a moment. Let's look at the blank one. And let's try to dissect how we did this, right? So what you're going to do is, I'm going to just open it to give you the big picture. We need to score this to make our panels. Because I'm making 2 cards out of the 8.5 by 11, just want to show you that. We can go ahead and score both of these at the same exact time. It makes it so much easier, so much more efficient. And this is what I did, and I gave you each one of these in your kit. 1 piece of evening evergreen already scored and cut. So I'm going to put this piece there, and I'm going to go 2 1/8. There's 2. This simply scored is in 1/8 of an inch increments. We're going to go 2 1/8 all the way down. Okay, I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do 2 1/8. Okay, and that's all. That's all we got to do for scoring. I use the small side of the Simply Scored tool. Now, your cutting board, your trimmer, your Stampin' Up! Trimmer, does have a scoring tool. I just happened to take mine off. It would be gray color. This comes with a scoring tool, so you can score your cards using the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. I happen to just not use that. I do too much cutting. I'm going to go to 5 1/2. I'm turning it now horizontally. Right, horizontally. And it's 5 1/2. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Now we have 2 cards, and they're called Gatefold cards. You can do gatefolds in different ways. I do them all different ways. But this is just a gatefold that's 1 set of measurements. And now these are going to fold, and they're going to fold inwards and touch each other. How cool is that? So you're going to take any spatula you have or something like that and flatten it all out. And then there's so many ways to close gatefold cards. Like I did something with my ScanNCut. You know, we made our own little belly bands. So there's the belly band method of closing it. There's tying it afterwards with a string around the outside. I'm going to use a little bit different technique and tie the thread around the inside, sort of, before we put the panels on it. I'm going to show you that. So that's, I think, easier. All right. Looks like I got some spammers, but hi, Nola. How you doing? Hello, Crafty Lady. Gloria. You guys are not the spammers. I should have been clarification. I just saw spammers at the end. Not you guys. Hello, Ann from Pennsylvania. Stamp, Cut, and Create. That's Linda from Florida. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Cheryl, Mari, Kathy, Jeanette, Veronica, Donna from Illinois. Okay, well, I'm glad. Okay, Yvonne's saying she likes the tip of scoring both cards at once. Now we're going to go ahead and add the panels, but we want to put the string on first. So one way to measure the linen thread, which I have to find some linen thread here. Or just pretty much any twine, but I'm trying to find the same linen thread I use because the linen thread's the smallest. It seriously doesn't matter how much I clean my table up. Everything just disappears before my very eyes. It's all good. So I'll just use twine because it doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and use evening evergreen twine. Okay, that'll work because it matches and it's evening evergreen. So bottom line is your twine or your thread. I open this up and I'm going to go ahead and measure out to 17 inches because 17 inches is when you extend the arm, it goes out to 17 inches. So that's 17 inches of twine up to about there. And this actually matches well anyway, so I'm okay with that. So what I do is I put like a little line like this, right? A little line like that. That's just my little trick. And I'm going to go around. I'm going to take this and go around the back and just sort of get it to be equal, like that. Okay. So I get it to be equal, and then I'm going to go down, slide it down, and I'm going to just touch it there and touch it there, just so it doesn't move. Because if I don't do that, it just tends to move. And you can even just tie it, but don't tie it all the way, because I'm showing you how to decorate the inside a little bit too. Okay, so don't tie it all the way. But if you want to tie it, like maybe in a little double knot that you can get undone later, it'll help hold it into place. Now later you're going to tie it like in a bow. All right, so there we go. That'll help us keep it in place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put our little adhesive on the back of this, like not a little bit of adhesive, like more, because it's going to help us keep. I'm going to put some on the top. It's going to help us really keep that in place. This is like, it came undone a little bit. Sometimes the seal tears your paper, but don't worry, it happens. Okay, I'm going to put this here. And we have that 1/8 inch margin, eighth of an inch, or sorry, a 1/4 inch margin. Because these panels, remember, I'm kind of reinforcing what I told you earlier, and I'll write it down as well before the end of this video, is that this little panel here was 2 1/8. And therefore, oh, that actually looks nice with evening evergreen. Look how well, because it matches so well. But I do like the linen thread a little better. But anyway, anywho, what I'm saying is this panel was 2 1/8, because that's what we scored at. Then later I said, make this 1 7/8. Why? Because then you have the 1/4 inch margin on any of the sides. If you just understand these concepts of margins and making layers on cards, you really don't need to worry about, you can make a gatefold of any size and just make your layers. Now, some people like to put another 1/8 inch layer around it too. This paper lends itself to layering, lots of layering. Okay, and then we have our sentiment somewhere. That's not it. Where did my sentiment? Here we go. Here's my sentiment. Put that there. And then I have a little bit of bling to put on there. Then we'll do the inside. Well, I'll just open up my other one for the inside. But then, so basically, I'm just going to undo that now. It was just to help me keep it in place. Later on, you're going to tie your card closed that way. Let's decorate the inside a little bit. And we're going to also put some bling on it. And the bling I'm using, because there's lots of bling, you got some of this bling in your kit. Again, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Actually, you can't see inside here, but I did give you like different samples of different kinds of embellishments in this little part of your kit. Other things I gave you was some memories and more cards, some texture sheet cards and envelopes. You got some boxes, you got some adhesives, you got some designer series paper. You got a couple different kinds of designer series paper. We got some of this. That's what I'll show you right now, that I decorated one of these. Cracker and treat box that I cut for you. And a couple little extra crafty surprises. But anyway, these are called the In Color Opal Rounds, and they really worked well on this card. I think they worked really well. So for the inside, I'm just going to open up your pool party and your petal pink, and just sort of make some shells and make these two little blobs around the inside. Get a baby wipe. So I'm just going to get some pieces for the inside and just kind of, all right, so this one already had petal pink on it last time, so we'll do like that. Actually, I'm just going to do 2 at once because I'm about to make another card. Right after this, I'll make 3 cards. That way I have 3 of the same card made. Okay, so put that there. And then I'm going to just go ahead and get the ink off of it with a baby wipe. Change up the color. Okay, put that over there. Put that over there. Wipe that off. think I actually made them closer. Like we'll just do something like that and what we'll do. Okay, we'll do this one. All right, something like that. You can't really see it, but I'm just kind of winging it here. I'm doing something like that, with a little bit of this color on it. All right, so I just did a little bit of that stuff on the bottom, in the inside of the cards, leaving myself some room for messages in there. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let me close that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open mine and show you what the inside of it looks like. And you could put like another message on there too. See? So you just put some little blobs of ink on the inside, leaving yourself a little message. Now, if you want, you can put some designer series paper on the inside of there too, on the inside panels as well. So we would adhere this inside with our seal plus. Now this piece, this is an A2 card. The whole thing is still an A2 card. So that's going to fit right in there very nicely. What I'm talking about with other panels is you take these other panels if you want, and it would just be so cool to decorate the insides of these. Or like that would be cute, and that would be cute. Just put those in there. It's just an extra, it's just like really regal, and somebody's really feels special when you put the inside of the card like that. All right, so I just wanted to tell you the measurements, and then we'll end there. So the card was, this card was, I'm going to probably have to do the other. Okay, we're going to have to say what this one was. So 6, 1 3/8. All right. 2 1/8, 2 1/8, 6 3/8. So this card was scored like that, okay? And it was 8.5 that way, and it's 5.5 that way. Okay, so that's the card. And then the little panels of DSP were 5 1/4 times 2 1/8. And that's how we just made that card. These measurements are very simple. I didn't need to write them down when I was doing it because it's pretty much the same standard thing where this has to be this little panel that you're putting inside here, right? This little panel always should be at least 1/4. It could be 1/8 of an inch smaller, but it could be 1/4 of an inch smaller. Okay, and then the inside of the card is, so the white part, this part here that you're putting on the inside is 5 1/4 times 4 inches. And that's what fits in the inside of your Gatefold card. Okay, and as I wrap up, I just want to tell you the other project, show you the other project I made. And I created this using the same techniques I showed you today. Let me go ahead and put these back here so you can look at them. I don't even know what happened to the second one that we just made, because I was going to put some bling on it. And now it has disappeared. But to put the bling on, you could just see how I put the bling on. So I put the 3 little, I always just try to use like little, I don't know, I can't believe I don't even know what happened to it. In that little bit of time, oh, here it is. We'll put the bling on and finish it up. So you saw the inside. We could put cute panels on the inside, but I'm going to use these on the outside of my card. I might try to do a horizontal Gatefold card right after this video is done. All right, so the bling. So you're just going to take these in-color, these are called in-color gems, and you can just use, any of these colors should work because this is in-color. The soft succulent and the evening evergreen are in colors. So these other ones, like pale papaya, should work too. Just going to do like a 3. I'm going to put one down there. Just take 3 or 5, some kind of odd number. Put some little pearls in it. That's how you finish up your card with that extra touch. Anyway, so back to this. So for this one, I just stamped in, it got ripped a little, but I stamped in Petal Pink and Pool Party while I was doing it. I just stamped the little cracker and treat box die. You're going to get one of these in your kit, and we'll decorate it throughout the series, but I'm going to do one for every season. I just thought it'd be fun to just stamp this with the shells. I'll stamp one with leaves. I'll stamp one with flowers, and then I'll stamp one with snowflakes. And we'll just kind of compare them at the end. But you can pick whichever one you want to make, whatever project, because you have one of these blank ones. So next time, we're going to be making some stocking stuffers in this series. So we'll see you again by this week coming up. And I hope you all enjoyed part 1 of the Season of Chic workshop series. If you wanted to purchase the Season of Chic, it'd be great if you purchase it from me if you're in the U.S. It supports my channel and my business, my small business. This is the store. It's called Season of Chic Bundle. Stamp set and dies you save 10% on if you purchase those together. Then purchase the kit. It is including shipping, $49, which is a great deal. And that includes like tax and shipping and everything in the U.S. So thank you all for watching. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great day.